Hey guys, and welcome once again to the channel for another modeling video. So today it's all about grass. I'm going to show you the way that I'm doing grass on most of my layouts. This is nothing new if you're in the model train scene or you're in the wargaming scene, but this is just the way that I'm doing it, and hopefully I can give you a couple of tips. So let me show you what I'm doing. Now, any layout, be it a model train layout or a wargaming layout, really starts getting life as soon as you start doing the fauna and flora to it. So I've got different types of ways that I do my grass on my layouts. One of them is using some of the knock scatter that you get, and I've got some of it used over here with some woodland scenics bushes over there. But as you can see, the grass really looks kind of flat. It is not giving you that 3D grass effect to it. Now if you have a look on the, let me show you here, on the front side here, I've used some knock static grass, and you can definitely see there's a difference here. You can see the grass actually standing up here, and if I use my little stick over here, I can actually feel the grass resisting against the stick. I've got the same over here at the close to the diesel yard. I've got some more static grass here between the trees. You can see it's giving it quite a nice 3D effect to it. The difference can actually be seen right here in about the middle of the layout, where I've used some of the normal scatter material and some static grass over here. You can see there's a difference here. The one looks quite a bit flat, while the other, you can see, it's got a nice effected, and this is also some knock static grass over here. So let me show you the products that I use. Okay, first up is the knock scatter material. So on the left hand side I've got quite a light green one, and on the right hand side I have a darker green scatter material. Then one of the best tools that any modeler can have is a McDonald's ice cream spoon. It's one of the best tools that you can get, and it doesn't cost you that much. So having a look here at this material, you can see it's quite a loose material, and this spoon makes it so much easier when you've got your terrain. You can just scatter this everywhere that you want. I usually make a mix between this and the dark green one over here. So the dark green one is almost the same type of texture as the light green one, and the spoon works fantastic for this. Now for the static grass. I've got 4 types of static grass that I usually use on most of my layouts. I've got the one over here that is a woodland scenics static grass, which is a very fine one. This, you can see I've got a little bit of it lying over here. It is a very fine one. Usually when I use the static grass applicator with this, it actually falls right through it quite easily. So I would sometimes just use my spoon, my McDonald's spoon, to actually do the static grass with that on also, or I would mix it in with the other 3 types of static grass. Over here I've got the wild grass, this one over here. This is a knock product, this one over here. Then I've got a wild grass over here. This is more a dead type of grass. I usually take use this mostly in my industrial areas, where grass may actually be dead or so. That's that one over there. And then this is my most favorite one, and this is also a wild grass. This is all of them are all these 3 packets are 6mm grass. So this one is my favorite one. It's got the most interesting color to all of the grass that I've got, and it's got a nice texture between a yellowish and brown green grass. But as soon as you put this on the layout, this gives it a really nice color. So for this to work and to use it on, you are going to need a static grass applicator. I'm going to show you that next. To get the static grass onto your layout, you're going to need a static grass applicator. So I went and I had a quick look on the internet. We've got a local online hobby shop called Dream Trains. They build their own static grass applicator called the Grass App version 2.2, and it sells for about 980 Rand. The de facto one, I think that most of the international viewers will know, is the Knock Grassmaster. But this one is close to 170 euros, and if you live in South Africa, 170 euros is like, ouch, quite a bit of money. Or you can be as industrious as I am and you just build your own static grass applicator. Let me show you how to do this, and this is going to cost you about 160 Rand. The first thing that you're going to need if you want to build your own static grass applicator is this little generator. Now it's called an ion airborne negative ion anion generator model. I think this is the closest one that I could get a picture of. There are different types of this. The specific one that I'm using is this exact same one. It's got the negative and positive wires for your power that goes into the little black block of the generator, and then it's got two HV leads coming out on the other side that's got some black tips over here at the bottom. Now this is exactly the same one that I've got in the one that I built. I'll show you where it is and how I wired this one up. So this is how I built my own static grass applicator. Now I've got a craft margarine tub over here, a piece of 25mm PVC pipe that I've blocked off at the one end with a piece of cutout carton, and I've got a push button computer switch here that I took out of an old computer. I've also got a variable power supply. It's taken a bit of a beating here, so I'm running this at 9 volts at the moment because the 12 volts is a bit on the dodgy side, so I'm not gonna push the generator with too much voltage. The generator is a 12 volt generator sitting on the inside here, so the generator is sitting right about here in the PVC pipe, that little block that I showed you in the previous section. Now it's got the red and black leads running up inside the PVC pipe towards the computer switch over here, and I've got this little black wire that I drilled into the side here that I use as a discharge wire, and it's got some crocodile clips on the end of it like that. Now this black wire is connected to the black wire going up to the switch. On the other end of the block you saw that there's two HV leads that's on the inside there. On this side of the static grass applicator I've got one of these little green sieves. It looks like these when you buy them. You can buy about 3 of them for $5 at the China shop. I just took off the handle of the smaller one and put it in here. I cut a hole into the lid of the craft margarine bucket, and on the inside here I just hot glued it into position there. Then because the two HV leads that's on the inside here, that's on the inside there, is a bit on the short side, it wouldn't actually allow me to open the lid to put the static grass in. So what I did is I cut the black bit off of one of the HV leads, only the one HV lead, and I soldered this little red wire onto that one HV lead. I drilled a hole into the tub here and I soldered the wire onto the metal sieve here. I just scraped off some of the paint on the metal sieve so that the solder could get a hold on there. And yeah guys, that's it. I mean, this is 160 Rand. Most of the stuff I had lying around, like the power supply, the PVC pipe, the craft margarine tub, and this works. If you think it's not working, I'm going to show you right now. To start off, I've got some static grass already loaded into my static grass applicator, I've got a piece of wood over here. Normally I won't just do static grass on a clear piece of wood like this. I would usually put a layer of sand that I get from the garden just to give it that detail to it, but for this is just for demonstration purposes. I also use a product called Podge. It's a $1 product that I buy at the local art store. This is my adhesive that I use. You can also use some wood glue or other types of glue that you can get. This one I like because the Podge usually when it dries it is like transparent and it's rather easy to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the cap off here. I'm going to use my finger and just use some of the glue that's in the cap at the moment. I'm going to just dab it here over this area. I'm going to have, say for instance, a grassy patch over here, and you may want to put down some paper sheets or plastic sheets because this is going to get really messy. Alright, I'm going to put the Podge over here like this. You can, if you want to, spray this patch with a bit of water and will mix with a few drops of detergent to just make it a bit easier to work with. I don't mess around with that. I will sometimes, if I have larger areas to do, I will spray some water on it because the pots can at times get quite a bit stickier earlier than you think. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this little static applicator of mine on. It's got a little push button computer switch on the end, and I'm just going to shake this over this little patch over here. Here we go. And if you have a look there, you can see the grass already standing up quite nicely. You can see it's actually coming up standing really static as it comes out of the applicator at the moment. You can see there, it's actually moving the grass and it's making it stand up very nicely. So it's going to sit nicely into this Podge over here. Right, let me just turn this off quickly. Just going to put it over. You can see there's quite a bit of the static grass still stuck in the sieve over here. And this is all the 6mm grass that I'm using. I'm not using the finer fibers from Woodland Scenics. This is all knock grass. Alright, let's just give this a bit of a shake down here. And look at that. Some really nice static grass. So what I will do next is I'll wait until this is nice and dry. And the nice thing about having the paper sheets, pieces of paper down there, so you can get all the excess grass and you can reuse that again. What I would also normally do is I'll take a vacuum cleaner with a piece of silk stocking over it and just suck up this area to make sure all the loose grasses come off. If there's any patches to that, what I do next is I take a bit of spray adhesive. This is the art spray adhesive that you get, so it doesn't yellow when it dries. I would just then spray over this patch over here with the spray adhesive, and I'll use the static grass applicator to go over the area again. That gives you quite a thicker looking grass area in the end. And guys, that's as easy as it is. I mean, for close to 160 rands, that's, I mean, it saved me quite a bit of money just building my own static grass applicator. And I've been using this technique on the 3 layouts that I've got. I'll show you the one that I've extensively done with a lot of the static grass, and it is really a nice feature that you can have. And why pay a lot of money when you can build your own one? Now, there are some negatives to the build that I made. One of them being You can see there's after I switch this off, there's quite a lot of static grass still inside of the tub. Now that's due to this little ridge over here on the side here, but it's because of using a craft margarine tub. So when the grass gets activated, it gets stuck into this little ridge over here. So that's one of the negatives that I've got. You sometimes have to shake the whole static grass applicator quite hard to get almost all of the grass out, and you usually have a lot of grass left after you finished. And another thing that I should have actually looked to improving is where the craft margarine tub actually connects to the PVC pipe. Now what I've done here is I've just hot glued it in here. What would have been better is if I used one of those plumbing connectors and I put that on the inside of the tub and I connected the PVC pipe straight through this tub on the inside, which means that this little part is a bit on the flimsy side here. But for that, I mean, price wise, and I have been working for this for so long. Oh yeah, and another thing also, if you want to do places between buildings and so on, this build is quite a bit big, so you can't actually get in between buildings or other scenery. If you want to put static grass there, you have to usually do open spaces or do the static grass before you do the buildings, and this is quite a large build. If you were to sort of reduce this in size, it might work between buildings. Yeah, but I mean, for the again, for the price that it cost me to build this, it's nowhere near any of the store-bought static grass applicators that you can buy. And that's how easy it is to build a static grass applicator. If you like this video, please drop me a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. There's a lot more coming. You can see in the background, I've got a scene there of an up-and-coming scene in a video. Please make sure that you watch this one also. Thanks for watching. See you again. Cheers.